So Jonny, like what does like your day consist of then? Like when you wake up, how does it start? How does your day begin?
Every day is quite different for me, but Monday to Friday I normally swim in the morning. So swimming starts at 8, and that's one thing we try to really push back on is when I was younger I used to swim a lot earlier, but as I got older I needed a bit more recovery. And sleep's so important. So I get up at 7. Nowadays I'm a bit stiff getting out of bed. First thing I do is come downstairs. My girlfriend's normally got my breakfast prepared for me, which is birch and muesli from the night before. Have a cup of tea, and then go swimming. And I think swimming's a great way to start the day because it loosens off the muscles, gets you going, and then gets you ready for a hard day of training.
Yeah. So you're swimming. How far would you swim then on that first sort of activity of the day? And you eat your breakfast before you swim?
Yeah, I do eat breakfast before I swim, and I know some people can't stomach that or feel like it sits in your stomach a bit too much. But I think I've always been someone who burns calories quite quickly, and to be honest, I wake up in the morning starving, and I can't wait for breakfast. And I couldn't even imagine getting through a swim session without eating. And I also think it's quite important for us to get some fuel down you in the morning, because if you're not careful, then you run afterwards, so you're probably not fueled after the swim, so you're already in a calorie deficit. So I get food down me when I wake up. And the swim normally consists of a 5k worth of swimming. On a Tuesday and Thursday, it'd be hard sessions, like we did this morning. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday is more kind of long, easy stuff. With Wednesday and Friday, we go open water swimming. So there's a lake just at the bottom of the hill down here. Again, do 5k around the lake.
I'm really intrigued about how you run for such long distance, you swim for such long distance, how you keep mentally sort of focused on the task and like the task at hand. It's such lengthy time to be in the pool.
Yeah, I think there's a few different reasons why you can do that. Firstly, it's routine. That's a big one. I've been swimming Monday to Friday probably since I was about 6, 7, 8 years old. So that's what I've done. So if I didn't do that, I'd probably feel a bit odd. The second one is with other people, and the fact I turn up at the pool, there's a squad of 15, 16 of us, starts at 8 o'clock, you jump in, off you go, means that there's a session starting, you've got to get on with it. If I was to turn up on my own, it'd be a lot harder. I guess the third one is I genuinely do enjoy it, and I enjoy training, I enjoy pushing myself. And sometimes I think the fear of not doing the sessions is massive, and I don't want to let myself down. I love finishing a day and knowing that at the start of the day I had the aim of doing this session, eating well, stretching well, the next session, and I've done it all, and I love that feeling that I achieved that. And the last one is obviously I race, and I know that if I'm not doing it, my competitors are doing it, and the feeling of going to a race knowing you're not prepared is the worst feeling in the world. So I don't want to feel like that.
Yeah, amazing. And obviously with all this training that you're doing, nutrition is massively important. I know you've been on the Fuelhub meals for a good few months, so you know you're getting quality nutrition sort of at different points throughout the day. You mentioned obviously you wake up, you have your birch and muesli. So how does your sort of nutrition look throughout the day with incorporating your Fuelhubs, but how many calories are you having, and sort of what times do you eat throughout the day, and when's your sort of last meal in the evening?
Yeah, so nutrition is obviously super important for what we do. When you train 30 hours, sometimes 5 or 6 hours a day, multiple sessions, you have to refuel after a session, recover, and then fuel for the next session. So I reckon I'd probably eat on the big days 5,000 calories maximum on the big days. And my overall philosophy for nutrition is you want to get as many of those calories as you can from good source of food. So we've been working with the guys at Fuelhub now for a couple of months, and it's absolutely brilliant. There's many different reasons for that. The first one is I now get really good quality lunches and dinners, and especially the lunch is absolutely key for me. I used to be the person who came home, reach for the biscuits or the crisps because you're a bit hungry, then maybe got around to cooking some scrambled egg on toast, was hungry a few minutes later, ate something else. Whereas now I can come back from a training session within 3 or 4 minutes. I've got a really good quality meal, which has got everything I need, lots of protein, lots of carbohydrates to fuel the remaining training sessions, and it's done within 4 or 5 minutes. And it means I'm not reaching for the chocolate afterwards. So the convenience of that, the quality of the food, the taste means I really want to eat it. And then the evening meal is normally better as well, because like today, I'll be able to come back from a hard bike ride, get back at 8:15, I'll be able to have a shower, and by 8:30, again, I've had some real good quality food, rather than what I used to do, which is maybe get around to eating at 9 o'clock, not eat as well, not sleep as well because you've not eaten as well. And that makes a big difference. It makes a big difference in the sessions after the lunch, and then the sessions the next day, because I've eaten better. So
I think that's the main thing, isn't it? It's the convenience, because if you're sort of training every day, what you eat the night before impacts your next day so much. The way you sleep, the way you wake up, and the way you perform the next day. Then meals, every meal is crucial. Like you mentioned, the quality of the food, the taste, the ingredients. You're not getting that afternoon slump because you're having a chocolate bar or biscuits. And once you, like we mentioned before, once you start having that sugar and the chocolate, you can't stop then, can you? It's like everyone, you open a biscuit and next minute you've had the whole tin, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I've actually done some testing, and I have a really bad sugar high, sugar low response, and I suffer from that. And I actually think with a good quality lunch, you keep your sugar, your blood sugar a lot more stable, and you feel better throughout the whole day. And that is really important for me. And not just at home, when I go away to sponsorship commitments, photo shoots or things like that, you can take a meal with you, and rather than go to the canteen and eat some rubbish meal, you actually got a really good quality meal there. So it does make a big difference. And for me, I'd love to say I'm the kind of athlete that could go to the supermarket, would prepare my meals on a Monday myself, but that's just never going to happen for me. So
it's time, isn't it?
To have it all done for me, it makes a big difference. And I think for me, as I get an older athlete, those fine details are massive. They make a big difference. And if I'm going to be competitive in Paris, I have to get those things right. And with Fuelhub, I'm finally starting to do that. Well, I kind of wish I'd done it early in my career.
Hopefully it's all them sort of percentages that add up. So your nutrition is a big part of that, your training, your sleep. So is there any other things that you're doing to give you that extra 1%? I know personally, when I was playing sport, I've had a lot of injuries. So there's little bits that I do now, meditation, whether it's cold water, ice baths, cold showers, saunas. Is there anything you're doing to keep on top of your recovery and to make sure that you're performing at your best?
Recovery for me is, I think sleep's the most important, but one thing that we do now is I do quite a lot of heat training, and I'm not known for being the best person in the heat, and I actually use the heat training now to help my other training. So I go through parts of the year where I do a week or 2 weeks where I spend a lot of time in a chamber. So my conservatory downstairs is actually a heat chamber.
Wow.
It's insulated, it's got 2 radiators in it, and I can get it up to 35, 36 degrees. Great. And exercise in there with a treadmill and a turbo. And I think that makes a big difference, not just because you get used to the heat. I actually think for your body becomes better competing in a normal temperature.
I think if you're putting your body under stress, no matter what it is, whether it's heat or cold, you're going to benefit from that, because when you're not in that situation, you should perform better.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So I do a lot of that. I do a lot of hot baths as well. So at Leeds Beckett University, or even in my own bath, we sit in a bath at 40 degrees for 45 minutes, again, to sweat out. And it sounds lovely, but you end up sweating out about 3 litres of water. And I do little things like that to get that edge. I'm going altitude training to St. Moritz in a few days' time to again try and get that edge. It's something I used to do. I did throughout all of my early career, and then went away from it. But I'm going to go back to altitude again to try and find that extra 1 or 2% that can hopefully get me towards that podium in Paris.
Definitely. So that's your full focus now, is it, Jonny? Paris, is that what your full aim is, or have you got anything in between that you're doing?
No, the full focus is Paris. And I want to go to Paris to be a genuine medal contender. I don't want to go to Paris to get the kit, although Team GB kit is absolutely lovely. I want to go there to be on the start line in a genuinely competitive in the individual and the mixed team relay. And then I'm not sure after that, but that'll definitely finish my Olympic career. Although I know I said that after Tokyo, but this will definitely be it. I'm not sure what I want to do. There's quite a lot of other challenges out there, and one of the things that I've missed out of being a professional athlete and taking it seriously is you miss doing those fell races, those mountain races, the 100k races, those ultra races that I can't do because I can't afford to do an ultra race and then take a month off training because I can't do that. So I think after Paris, I want to do stuff like that and go back to really, really doing the stuff, why I started it. And also do other stuff that I've missed out on, go skiing maybe. I love going skiing, I've been able to ski for many years. And
obviously, Jonny, you've been on the Fuelhubs for a few months now, so what are your favourite meals up to now, and which have you been enjoying?
Oh, I've enjoyed lots of the Fuelhub meals, but my favourite one so far is the Thai chicken curry, definitely. Just had it now for lunch and it's absolutely lovely.
So you're getting sort of high protein and high carb, and you know what you're getting, there's no nasties in there, so you're going to sort of feel good going into your next session. If I'm honest, I'm not someone who looks at the label too closely. I try and get just good quality food, but for me, it's all about taking out the sugars. I want a meal with lots of protein in because I've seen this morning, I've done a hard swim, a hard run, and I want to recover from that and also fuel for the evening session. Decent amount of carbohydrates, and then make sure I'm getting lots of vegetables and things like that in it. And for me, I was a person who used to eat lots of bread and too much bread, way too much. I'd eat a whole loaf some days just because it's easy. And then because of the Fuelhub meals, I've been able to cut pretty much all of that out. And I feel way better off that. My stomach feels better, feel more stable. And again, I wish I'd done that a lot earlier. I wouldn't like to be running 20 kilometres after having a load of bread and stuff sat on your stomach.
I kind of thought that a sore stomach and feeling a bit dodgy was normal. And it's not until you eat better that you realise that that's not normal and not something you got to put up with. It's amazing what you accept as normal.
I'm like you, I've made so many changes to my diet personally and sort of experimented in different ways, sort of fasting and when I eat and what I eat, and you're so surprised your food has such a massive impact on everything. And the brain gut connection is so aligned in the way you feel and mentally perform and stress and everything. It's so vital.
Oh, absolutely massive. And it sounds so obvious, doesn't it? Because it's what you put into your body is going to fuel your body for sessions, day-to-day life, concentration. I notice if I don't fuel as well, I can't concentrate on things. I feel that slump, you say, I feel more tired. Your skin gets worse. When you're feeling better, you just feel way more healthy.
Is there anything you've been enjoying in particular, sort of what Fuelhub offer, which has been helping you sort of fuel on the go?
Well, some days I'm out and about between training sessions, so the burritos are really good to take out and open up and eat if you're not at home. The salads are good for that as well, and also the snacks. Banana breads are good, and I obviously need lots of calories, and the banana breads are great to get that nice, sweet, tasty snacking.
Bit of a sweet treat, but it's healthy as well. Yeah,
definitely, and I'm always out there looking for a healthy sweet treat. It is really hard nowadays to go into a shop and get a treat which isn't really bad for you. So the banana bread is really good to have out and about in your car. So if ever want a bit of sweet, but it's good for you and it's good quality calories, the banana bread's there for you.
And sort of leading up to this point now, this Olympics that's coming up, looking back on your career, what have sort of been the highlights up until this point for you?
I think the obvious highlights are the Olympic Games, with the main one being London 2012. I think that was incredible. I could talk about London 2012 for hours and get quite emotional about it because it was an amazing day. But I was unbelievably proud that we could cope with that home Olympic pressure and get Alistair gold and myself bronze. It was unbelievable. We were in St Moritz for a month before that, and then we came back to Leeds for 2 weeks before London. Everywhere I went, I would have someone saying good luck, bring those medals home. I couldn't go to local shops without someone saying that. I couldn't go to local woods for a run without someone saying good luck, bring the medals home. So the pressure was incredible. And then to go down there and compete in front of 1 million people in Hyde Park and deliver was a dream come true. And then obviously the other Olympic Games after that, but London was my definite highlight. Obviously, there's been lows as well as that. There's been injuries. There's been races or periods of races where I've not performed as well as I'd like to race. But I've definitely in my career have had far more highs. And if someone had said to me, you'd walk away as Olympic gold, silver and bronze medalist, and maybe more, but we'll see about that. I would have definitely taken that.
No, you've done amazing, mate. Fair play, and it's a privilege to be with you.
Well, thank you.
No problem.